They have made their match. Okay. Stack Nation, Stack Nation, Stack Nation. Welcome back to the channel.
Champions.
Let's do this thing. Today we're going to be following up on a video which we did. As a matter of fact, this is the video that got us banned from Instagram, where we shared the oppressive, tyrannical behaviors or decisions by the Nigerian Central Bank. An extreme situation where they wanted everyone to turn in the cash so that they can get onto this CBDC madness in a country where I would say that there are probably other priorities, like not allowing Shell to rape the country continuously for years. Or more recently, the election, which I know double you're going to touch on that heavily as well, right? And now, these people are still trying to push for. I mean, the priorities are absolutely misaligned here. Okay, but here's one thing. Despite all of this, we're seeing the resistance, and we're seeing the corruption that is happening. And this is a head-to-head fight right now: Bitcoin versus a corrupt government entity. But before we jump into this thing, there's just one thing I would like to just pause and maybe we can all just properly acknowledge. Okay? We were just talking about this before the show.
Yes.
Bitcoin is being spoken about with this undermining tone. Like Bitcoin is going away, it's not a legitimate asset. There's questions about whether it's a superior form of money. We have seen
Ponzi scheme.
Exactly, Ponzi scheme. It's used for money laundering, etc., etc. We have seen the guy, the one with no neck, right? He said,
BIS
yes,
guy.
He said, technology is not a reliable form of money. However, with all of that being said, we just want to lay these facts down and allow you to make your own decision. And the reason we're talking about this is because this article we're about to read right now is from Forbes. Forbes is one of those people that talk down on Bitcoin. But today, Ford has a digital asset segment on their website. You were pointing that out to me. Fidelity has a digital asset department. BlackRock, digital asset department. Morgan Stanley, no?
Yeah.
Who else?
Bank of America.
Bank of America, Chase.
On CNBC now, when you turn on your TV,
So,
you have Bitcoin there as well.
if you believe that Bitcoin is not the future, and you believe that it is not about to crush the current economy or the current economic structure, right? The status quo.
The fiat system.
Yet you are spending such a huge amount of money to structure a whole new department focused on this asset or this environment that you think is garbage, is going out, needs to be regulated, and so on and so forth. I want to tell you that you are confused, misguided, and borderline. No, not even borderline. You are outright stupid.
Oh, call them stupid.
Because if you think something is going to be dying, you should just let it die.
If it's a Ponzi scheme, then why spread the Ponzi?
Okay. I'm not going to dig into that today. We can do another video about that. Let's get back to the topic at hand. But I just thought we should pause and just acknowledge what we are looking at here. Listen. The Nigerian elections and Naira crisis are fueling Bitcoin adoption.
You bring on the wall and then you just get more adoption. Literally.
Listen, man, everything we have said it before. When you choose to be a bad actor against Bitcoin, you get punished for it. Everything you do becomes an advertisement for Bitcoin.
Silvergate is an example.
Because you prove to people exactly why it's happening, right? Here are the key facts, because we're not about to read through this whole article. We're going to discuss it. The Naira redesign has exacerbated the current economic hardship faced by Nigerians and increased the pressure on the unbanked. This is the exact things that they were saying they were trying to do the opposite of. Bitcoin is already there, and the Nigerians can access it with no.
Nigerians don't trust the bank because each time they put the money in the bank shut down, their money is gone. Poof. Many Nigerians understand the negative impact of banks
Yes.
to their money. Transaction fees,
Yes.
ATM fees. Name it. We've done videos about this. They have all those fees.
Right.
So now they say, oh, you know what? Let's convert people digitally. People are like, no, we still want to use our physical currency. As a matter of fact, if we ever want to go digital, we only trust in Bitcoin,
All right. Okay.
not the government.
It also says that Nigerians headed to the polls on Saturday to decide the next leader of Africa's largest democracy. So much for democracy, if you find a different word. With economic challenges being top of mind. Given the current economic climate, Bitcoin is viewed by many Nigerians, especially amongst the younger generations, as a safe haven for both the underbanked and unbanked as economic conditions worsen. I think one thing that is important to point out there is the fact that is this younger generation. You see, our parents, I went to intro screen, our parents did not have the tools that we have today to combat the bigger powers. United with technology, I think that we are definitely capable of outpacing, because the whole world is talking to each other right now. The whole world is extremely connected. And I think these people think that this connectivity only works for them. It works for all of us. We just need to be able to hone in a plan, and we can execute on it as a people. The younger generation is not going to be able to stand by and take the same garbage that our parents did. Our parents had to wait for newspaper. Okay?
Say that again.
Our parents had to wait for newspaper. Okay?
With propaganda and agenda
from the powers that be, right? Our generation is able to reach anyone across the globe anytime. All you have to do is pick up your phone. Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, it does not matter.
Twitter.
And so it is a bit perplexing to me how these people expect people in countries like in the continent of Africa and other nations that are developing massively right now to sit there and watch the rest of the world on Instagram operating on this higher level and not expect them to try to achieve the same things. We are human beings. Competition is in our blood.
They're not taking the whooping sitting down.
Okay.
Innovation. Let's innovate.
So what I'm saying here now is these people have now gone to the booth. It is very clear that they voted for Peter Obi overwhelmingly.
Yep.
Yet somehow the elections
got rigged.
In a simple way to put it.
Yep.
You might want to be careful on the things that you say on this one here, man, because you still have to go back to Nigeria. You don't want to make yourself a target.
You have to live for a reason.
Who buy your gun?
You live for a reason, man. Only God protects us.
We'll give you fire training. Okay. I mean, when you
go into weapons training class.
That way, when you go back home, okay, if somebody approaches your door, the amount of suppression fire that you will send to them, first of all,
pop, pop, pop.
You know what I mean? Hey, listen. Anyway, but this is just what it is, okay? I think that our generation is just operating in a very different environment. Now, when we did that first video, we spoke about, we said in that video, I believe we said that, people are going to push back on this sort of tyrannical behavior. This is the tyrannical behavior we're talking about. We're seeing it play out in real time. At the same time, when people are continuously pushed, right, to a certain point, they're going to push back. It's like a rubber band. And this is the pushback we're seeing now. What is going to be the outcome of this? Because if you ask me, it seems to me that they have only opened the gateway for Bitcoin even more, because now more and more people will turn immediately to Bitcoin for a solution when the bank is not able to provide the solution. You're trying to suppress people and put them on CBDCs, yet you're not even ready. You're trying to contact other people to help you set up this CBDC. But Bitcoin is there, chugging along, working every single day without a hitch. It seems very clear to me that the next steps that are going to happen here is that there's going to be unfortunately, there will be continuous disturbances, right? Or would you say riots, protests? There we go. There will be continuous protests. More people are going to adopt Bitcoin from this. And to be honest, I think that this presidential election is possible that it may not stand the test of time.
Yeah. Man, there's just so much to talk about this topic. So we're gonna talk about this topic again from the point of IMF, from the point of the current government system, and then we're gonna talk about it from the angle of the people, the global village, the Nigerians versus the way the rest of the world see it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the IMF, for example. So the IMF is making this slow underground initiative to go around to countries to get people to start adopting or creating countries, not people, governments and entities to start creating CBDCs so that they can implement their future of world order.
Yeah.
Nigeria happens to be one of those because Nigeria takes a lot of IMF loans. So the current government, which is the APC government, has taken a lot of loans and they're not going ahead to implement this e-Naira, one of the first countries in the whole world, one of the countries in the world that is so destabilized that does not even have their act together, happens to be one of the first countries to implement the e-Naira, which is the Nigerian version of the CBDCs.
Yeah.
Not only are they trying to even not do it the right way, they're even making it worse by privatizing the approach of the CBDC. So just like the US, where the Federal Reserve prints the money and the Treasury just kind of move the money around, Nigeria is making it worse. They're just going to some company to say, hey, help us create our CBDC. That is a single point of failure right there. So you have this company helping you to create the e-Naira. Now you're not forcing the e-Naira, which is the IMF's initiative, on the people that are underbanked or unbanked, which now creates this extreme frustration, right? I have money in the bank. Mm-hmm. You've told me to take my old currency and put it in the bank so that I can access the new Naira. But now, not only am I not allowed or I'm not able to access my money in the bank, I can't even spend it, and you're also limiting the amount of money I can spend on a daily basis.
Sounds like screams economic freedom, if you ask me. Kidding.
Folks are like, are you serious? Which has now pushed them now to Bitcoin, because with Bitcoin, you don't need a central authority to tell you when you can transact or when you cannot transact.
Yeah.
Right? Which now then goes to the government aspect, which is the second topic I'm talking about. The government that's supposedly won this election is the same current government that we have now. So it's the continuation of the same.
Yeah.
8 years of frustration. Now you're about to have, they don't even
Another
say 4
8
years.
years of frustration?
Nigerian says another 8 years of frustrations. People are going to blow up.
Yeah, I don't think that can happen.
It's only a matter of time. So they're trying to buy more time to implement this e-Naira, etc. So now they say, you know what, you can spend your old Naira until December of 2023, but after December of 2023, you must switch to the e-Naira. Nigerians are saying the governments are not listening to the people. That is why they cheated on the election as well. They just said it is somebody's turn. How do you run a government based on it's my turn? Anyway, this is what happened in Nigeria, folks. And now they have a continuation of the current situation, and it's about to get worse. So it's just going to equal to more adoption because people are frustrated. They need more of their money. Which now goes to the third aspect, is that Africans, third world countries, I don't like calling it third world countries, developing countries or countries in distress, thanks to the IMF, are starting to see that they need their freedom. They need their financial freedom. Money is everything. It said, I'm not a serious practicing Christian, but it says it in the Bible. Money is everything. If you can't fix money, you can't fix your life. You can't do anything. That is why you have Nigerians running out of the country like no man's business. But when Americans see Bitcoin, they see it as, oh, let's make money. It's a fast way to make money. They're looking at the price action.
Yeah.
Whereas other people around the world are saying, this is freedom. This is my exit. You and I can trade value without me having to pay a heavy transaction fee because we want to trade value. So other parts of the world say it differently. And that's what we're trying to tell folks, is that when you talk about Bitcoin on your shows and you're always talking about, price action, this is going to happen. Nah, it's more than that. It's more about your freedom, the ability to store your value, the ability to exchange your value, the ability for you not to have governments rig elections. Because even on the Bitcoin network, on the layer 2, for example, you can implement a voting system
Voting
that
application.
makes it transparent.
Yeah.
Like, people just don't get it. Like, we are tired of being destroyed,
Manipulated, extorted, you know what I mean? It goes on and on.
List
you know
goes
what I mean?
on.
Lied to, stolen from, murdered, all of it. We're witnessing another one happening again right here in broad daylight.
One of the biggest
Okay.
population on the African continent,
Yeah.
even in the world.
But I think the only difference in this situation is that it's not going to stand. I can guarantee you that almost, not 100%, but I think that this is not going to stand. The whole world is watching.
Yep.
Because we're in a very different environment now.
Yep. So you see Forbes and BlackRock spending all this money. They just want control of the space. That is why they're now saying that they're adding value to the space.
Yeah.
But people's like, we don't need your control. You already control the current system. Let us be. Give us the freedom.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
Look, when you combine technology, and that's the key part, technology, which is our main weapon, our main tool to fight back against all of this thing. When you combine technology and you combine that with money, that is our ultimate tool to fight the system. And that is exactly what Bitcoin is. I'll leave it there. Final thoughts, or we're closing this one out.
Just like the internet gave you access to more knowledge and much more information,
Yeah.
especially if you're using it correctly, Bitcoin is here to do that and more. Not just more access, more information, more knowledge, so that you're not oppressed, but more ability to store your value, more freedom for yourself. That's what Bitcoin is. It's taking the internet to the next level.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are, what would you say? We are standing with Nigeria.
Yes,
Hmm?
the Nigerians.
Yes. Where are your Nigerian flags? I saw you guys posting Ukraine flag. Where is it?
Let's not go there. By
Okay.
the way, Ukraine took some Bitcoin, right?
Oh yeah, I don't want to talk about Ukraine.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
pause. Let's get that on.
This,
Yeah.
this is about
Okay.
Nigeria.
Yes, exactly. I don't want to talk about Ukraine. Anyway, please subscribe to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. We really appreciate you. Let us know in the comments, by the way, are there any specific topics you would like to hear us talk about? Comment it down below, and we'll definitely create a video around that. Until next time, please like, share, subscribe. Really appreciate everyone following us, checking us out, commenting. It's always amazing. I think that we're living through history, and we're documenting it all here on the STAKK channel.
With you guys.
STAKKFin on Twitter is where we are. Hit us up there. Double O will probably reply to you.
Quick.
He loves going back and forth with the people on Twitter, man.
Let's do it.
I don't know what happened. I feel like I ran out of steam.
No, man, they just pissed you off. That's what happened.
I'm coming back, but next time I come back, I'll only be posting paragraphs. Anyway, so nobody can read that shit. We are on Facebook, STAKKFin as well. We are still banned on Instagram. Should we remove this thing, or should we just?
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we'll replace it with Nostr or something.
Yes, there is Nostr. There is that other one. What is that? You know, that video app that is competing with YouTube. The only people that will accept Andrew Tate with his little ratchet ass. Anyway, follow us on Spotify as well. STAKK. Until next time, thank you for watching. Peace.
Lord.